This is Matt the Maintainer again. Today we're going to be doing spark plugs on a 91 Honda Accord. Now, first thing you're going to need for a set of spark plugs is going to be a ratchet, an extension, and a spark plug socket. This one here is 5/8. Second thing you're going to need is some spark plug gappers. They make two different styles. I prefer this one here because you can actually bend it back down or up. Alright. Third thing you're going to need is some spark plugs. On Hondas, they recommend NGK iridiums only. These are the only ones they recommend for these engines. And if you come over here, you'll see on the air cleaner where it states that. Spark plug NGK, and then the part number ZFR5F-11. On the box we have the same part number. You're going to start by pulling out the first spark plug boot. When you change spark plugs, you always want to do wires. However, the wires have just recently been done on this engine. Now you always want to check the tips of these plugs, see if they're fouled, oiled, or corroded. These seem to be pretty good. Now before you install the new plugs, you want to check or set the gap on them. On this engine it's 0.42. The gap is good. I checked the gap on all these just before I started. You always want to put spark plugs in when the engine is off and cold, so that way you don't strip out any threads or anything. You always want to start them by hand so you don't cross thread them. Never use an impact on them. You can damage the threads. And you don't need to over crank these too much either. Just snug them up. Put the boot back on until it snaps. Go to the next one. Good. A little bit of oil residue on it. Now on these Hondas, if you do pull it out and find it's covered in oil, or if your engine is missing and you pull a plug and find it's covered in oil, there's actually some little O-ring seals down in here that may start leaking and may need to be replaced.